welcome to the Holly Meredith Show. This is our post-Thanksgiving show. This is our post-Ferguson show. I have many things to say to you. One of them is this. If you like this show, and obviously you do because we keep increasing our audience every week, if you like this show, if you Google the Holly Meredith Show on AMP TV, you will be able to see all of the older shows that I have done. The reason this is important for you to know is the reason I'm not on the major radio stations I was on before is because I was censored on both of them. On both of those stations, I was told point blank by the station managers when I tried to give stories about the epidemic of murders of white people by black people all over the country, which is occurring even as I speak. I was told by both of those managers that I could not talk about it unless, as one said to me, you can't talk about it unless you have matching murders on the same day of black people by white people, at which point I said, I guess that means I have to kill someone on my way into work. This is all true, and it's sad, and this is why we have to stand up and take our country back, literally. We have no First Amendment anymore. We don't. We really have a very precarious hold on our Second Amendment. If you notice, almost every day they're trying to figure out a way to take our gun rights away. And that began with Senator Dodd in Connecticut in 1968, again, part of the never-ending cornucopia of nightmare that has flowed from Lyndon Baines Johnson and his goddamn Great Society. I bring all of these things up to you because even today in Ferguson, Missouri, over everything that has happened in the past, and this is something you really need to think about. The President of the United States, if you can call him that, I don't, because he's not our president. But in his own mind, he thinks he is. That creature stopped the National Guard from going into Ferguson on the night that the riots started. The reason I am so sure this is absolutely true is because Governor Nixon of Missouri had already called out the National Guard. They were on alert. He had already put the state on an alert. So he knew trouble was coming. And then all of a sudden, no National Guard. Although they were there, they were not let go, just like Benghazi. They were told to stand down, just like Benghazi. So that everything that happened in Ferguson on the night of the riots, when all of those people's businesses were burned to the ground, and when good old Michael Brown's stepfather was yelling, "Burn, bitch, burn, burn the mother effing bitch down." Yes, he was saying that. It's on video. You can see it for yourself. I refuse to put anything about him on. I refuse. This is the first time, another first from this benighted monster inhabiting our White House. This is the first time that a sitting president of the United States has allowed a city in the United States to be burned since the Civil War. Since the Civil War. And you have the same mindset operating. What his message is, if all of you don't do what we, that would be the black community, if you don't do what we want you to do, well, I'm in charge here. And we're going to let your towns burn to the ground. So you better wise up and do anything we ask you to do, because I'm in charge here. Again, the most despicable, divisive, revolting creature that you could ever drag out from under a rock sitting in our White House. Thank you, all you liberal goonies who put him in there. Thank you for this, and we will never forget it. Believe me when I tell you that. I'm getting ready to go to my break. When you come back, I'm going to tell you all the reasons why you should really hate Democrats and never vote for another one ever.
Hi, good morning. I'm the owner of Chopstick Chinese Restaurant. My name is Scott Alam. I'm serving Mandarin, Sichuan, Cantonese cuisine past 18 years. I'm only the Chinese restaurant who's serving the halal food from South Florida, and then we make fresh cake and everything made from scratch, and so cooks in order. So please try us, and we're in downtown, central location, and under the dark bay building. As you can see, we have a catering tonight, 100 people. Mostly we do takeout, dining, delivery, and catering too. So we have price ranges start from $6 to in between $12 to $13. Try us. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Holly Meredith Show. Ready for some more invective and diatribe about dear leader? When are we taking our country back? When are we taking our country back? How much of this bullshit are you going to suffer? How much of the denigration of America are you going to tolerate? When are you going to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and yell out like they used to do, I'm not taking it anymore? Yes, you took the first step when you got rid of 28 people who voted for Obamacare in the last election. They're all gone. But now you have the rest of them that have to go, because if you haven't noticed, please pay attention again. John, we don't need him, Boehner, and Mitch McConnell, we really don't need him, are giving the same rubbish that we had before we had this election, just like dear leader who chooses to ignore it. They're saying, oh, we can't do anything about his executive action on illegal immigrants because if we were to impeach him, it would be too disruptive to the country. Hey, assholes, newsflash. If you don't do something about it, it's going to be very disruptive for the country. You're going to have riots in the street that are not done by black people for a change. We have had all of this we intend to put up with ever. He's not our president. The people of this country should demand that all of his sealed records be subpoenaed. That should be the first action of the new Congress. Subpoena all of his goddamn records and open them up to America for America to see. Just like should have been done before the wretched creature was allowed to run for president. Show America what is sitting there. And it won't be pretty. Because when all of his records are revealed, you will see that he is not an eligible legal president. Which means goodbye Obamacare, goodbye executive edict on illegals, goodbye Common Core, Common Communist is more like it, goodbye aiming all of our enemies all over the world, and welcome back to America. The only reason that fiend, and I use that word casually, is sitting in our White House is because the media chose to keep you in the dark and tell you nothing about him that was derogatory on purpose because they like his message. Your entire media is filled with communists, liberals who love him. They want America to be on the same level as the rest of the world, even if that's below sea level. That's where they want you. They want the rest of the world not to think white people in America are very nice. They want the rest of the world to have the UN running America. God help us, one and all, the UN. The UN should be kicked out of America. Nothing but a bunch of lying, thieving, hard stories on feet. You have a chance when this new Congress convenes in a couple of weeks. If you refuse to take this garbage, if you refuse to take it, because if you let these people that have helped put us here, that's Mitch McConnell and John Boehner and Rand Paul and John McCain, all have to go. If you let these people stay in control, it will only get worse because they will let his edict on illegal immigration stand because they don't want to disrupt the country. That's nothing to do with it at all. Why do they want them here? Because they want more people paying taxes. They want more money. They want more money from everybody. If you have to struggle harder to pay your bills, well, then you have less time to complain about them, don't you? That's the whole idea. Do you honestly think George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, Paul Revere would put up with this nonsense for 1 hour? Because they would not. They would be dragging them out of there by their horrifying asses, trundling them down the steps of the Capitol building, tarring and feathering them all, and having them pulled out of town on a train. You too can do that. You can also accomplish the same thing. I'm getting ready to go to my break, and when I come back, I will explain to you just how you can do that.
Hi, I'm Maria of My Clean Home Services. Been in business for 5 years now. I specialize in residential and I also do commercial. If you need any references, I can provide that for you upon request. You can give me a call at 954-520-4282 if you have any questions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Hello and welcome to New York Nails and Skin Salon, located on beautiful Linton Boulevard in downtown Delray Beach. This salon is open 7 days a week. Yes, 7 days. If you need the finest skincare and the finest manicures and pedicures that you can get, you want to call Linda at 561-274-7470. I want to say it to you one more time, 7 days a week. The finest skincare and nail care that you can get. Give her a call. Once again, it's New York Nails and the number is 561-274-7470. I'm back. You're back to the Holly Meredith Show. Get a pen and paper, or use your little video recorder, or take pictures. Do it all. In our Constitution, the most incredible document that was ever written, there is a way to get out of every mess that your government can try to pull on you. There is a way. Not only is it your duty, it is a requirement when you see a tyrant in charge, and we have a tyrant. We have an emperor with no clothes. We have a wannabe king in his own mind. In our Constitution, it clearly gives you the tools to remove from office all of them. Any of them. You don't have to wait for the next election to get rid of Obama. You don't have to wait for his election time to run out. You don't have to put up with his 2 years. No, you do not. You don't have to go through the oh so divisive impeachment process. You don't have to do that either. Stick it in their faces. You can have him arrested for high crimes and misdemeanors, of which he is guilty. Have him arrested for high crimes and misdemeanor as the first action of the new Congress when it convenes. Have him arrested. And then watch what happens in the country. Sit back and watch everybody who feels like they've been bludgeoned over the head for the next 6 years stand up and go, wow, my country really does work. Wow, the guys who wrote the Constitution, those old white guys, they really knew what they were talking about. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And you, an American, one of the only species on the planet that knows what is going on all the time, and you, an American, not only the best fed people on the planet, which we are, and I bring that up because somebody posted to me and said, oh, Americans, all of you are so fat. I said, well, we're not all so fat, but keep this in mind. Even our poorest of the poor have enough to eat every day. Hello? No one else in the world can say that. Even our poorest of the poor, we don't really have poor people here. Even our homeless can go and get food. Our homeless tend to be homeless because they like doing their drugs and alcohol, and they don't want somebody telling them they can't. But here, if they want a place to sleep and get some food, they can just walk into any shelter anywhere and get it. Can't do that in Iraq. Can't do that in Afghanistan. Can't do that in Kabul. But you can do it here. So all the naysayers and all of you people who say, what can we do? Wringing my hands, what can we do? You can do a hell of a lot. In our Constitution, it clearly tells you go out and get rid of this freak. You have the ability to remove from office anybody who is taking a tyrannical form. And what do you call that? What What do you call that? Who comes out openly and dares the people of America. He dares you in your face. I'm doing it whether you like it or not. I'm bringing at least 5 million, closer to 20 million. I'm bringing 5 million criminals, because they broke the law getting here. I'm bringing 5 million criminals in amongst your population. Too bad if you don't like it. No, too bad for you. Too bad for you, scum of the earth. Too bad for you, toilet talk. Too bad for you, whatever the hell it is people want to call you. But whatever it is, it's just not bad enough. You should not go down in the annals of history as being a president of the United States. Your name should be expunged from everything. And you're not legal. And I'll say it again and again and again. You are not the legal president of the United States of America. Holly Merritt, closing my show.